Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome to my Manchester United personal football manager save. This video is a bit of a interesting one. It's more of like kind of a beginner to a greater series I want to do. And football manager videos that I will try to post every now and then as a hobby. I thought that it would be a great idea to show you, what my football manager save has been. I believe the past 4 years. As you can see, we are currently in 2027, and as you can see, we're not on the terrible UI of Football Manager 26. So, as I think we start normally in FM24 in 2023. So I've done 4 seasons so far. And this is a real special save to me. I've done a lot of Football Manager saves, a lot of Manchester United saves, which haven't gone very well. But this one is quite close to me. So let's get into it. So, as you can see in the league table, currently we sit top of the table, 4 points above Liverpool, which is good. As you can see, the form is not too bad. But we should be a lot higher. Because a couple of weeks ago we were about 10 points above Liverpool, I think above everyone, and had some games in hand, and managed to mess that up. But it's okay because Højlund is the top goal scorer above Haaland. Who would have thought? And giving it away, for the past 2 seasons, we've won the Premier League. How amazing is that? And Nana's got clean sheets as well. As you can see, there's a lot of giveaways at the moment of what my squad is currently looking like. So I'm just going to go. What I'll do first is I will go into the history. So past winners. As you can see, so 2023, I was correct. You start in 2023. So we've had 4 seasons so far. I'm in my 4th season. So we don't know who's going to be the winner yet. Hopefully me this season. But as you can see, so this was Erik Ten Hag's first season. And of course, this was my first season. And we got third. I thought with the squad that I started off with as well, that was really good from me. And then, just from there, we've just really, dominated the league. As you can see as well, if we go into my squad, there will be one major absence, even though we're 4 years into the save now. There's one major absence that you might think, well, where is he? Where is he? And yet, Bruno Fernandes is no longer in the squad. Actually, if we go into Bruno left ages ago to Al Nassr, and he went for a very decent amount of money. First season, performed out of his mind, absolutely amazing. And then I think he picked up a couple of injuries, and during that season was going to be an absolute player of the season, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous numbers that he's putting up. He moved in January, and it was a shame, really, because this was the first season that we won the league. So he couldn't lift the Premier League trophy being the captain all those years, after 5 years or 4 years at Manchester United. But he left for a very decent fee, and I think we're still being paid it, which is nice. And then I'll get on to the kind of meaning of this save. So as we all know, Manchester United are in a lot of debt. And my kind of motivation was to clear that debt. And of course, we all know that in Football Manager, once new owners come in, they'll clear the debt. But I've not had any new owners in. We're still, I believe, we still have the Glazers. Yep, we still have Glazers. I don't know if. Oh, I mean, Barada was there since 2023. I did not even realise that. But yeah, the Glazers are still there, so we've still got the debt. And my basically motivation was to clear this debt. The transfer debt used to be millions, but I've got that down to 47 million. And how I was going to do that, or how I'm doing it, is to sign players on quite a cheap and not sign superstars. So, I'm going to my transfers for the first season. This is where I wanted to sign, some nice players. I think people will have heard of him. We had a bit of a clear out. Wan-Bissaka sold. Not as much of a clear out as you'd think. Here we go. Oscar Schwartu. We bought him, and I knew he was good on the game. Bought him for 8.25 million, but I loaned him back to Brøndby. So, he had a season where, we were with Bruno, we wasn't going to get game time. And he came back and didn't have the greatest of seasons. And then the season after that, I believe, is when actually he took Bruno's space, or place. And has had a real good season there. And then this season, he's kind of filled in for a player that I actually have to show you in a minute. As well, he won the NXGN award, which I don't believe I've had any player win that on my Football Manager save. So he's a really nice player. 20 years as well. He's got years on years, and he's just gonna be amazing. So yeah, so that was my my first signing, actually. Yeah, first signing, and then I wanted to keep it realistic. I went for Mazraoui. Now Mazraoui, as you can see, he's been consistent. He's actually been really good this season. I didn't even realise. But I wanted to keep it consistent, and he's not too bad on the game. But we'll have to replace him soon. Somerville, do not ask me why I bought him. He was a bit of a squad player. For that amount of money, he did not perform one bit. So that was probably my first fail. Go on to the next season. Here we go. This is where it starts to get good. So, Larius, still, he's at Man United, but he's not performing. Scally is my backup right back. He got, just look at this. Knew he was good, but he's not been performing so well. I think he's going to be, the backup striker. Just look at those stats. Absolutely amazing. And I'm worried he's going to want to leave soon. But, we'll see. For 20.5 million as well. Engels as well. I've never signed him before on a save, and he is absolutely terrific. Absolutely. What a player he is. Anyway. Then, moving on to more of a realistic transfer as well. Lenny Yoro, I've been using him very scarcely, actually. I thought I'd been using him more. I think more in cup competitions, but he's been really kind of growing. So he's really good. And then we move on to Tendon Mengi. I brought him back, still at the club, for a backup centre-back, and he's filled in, doesn't look like any time in the league, and then keeping the realism. And look at that. He's just built up, the amount of time he's played. Actually, he played loads last season. I didn't even realise. But he's in the first team now. And then we go on to, I didn't even realise I signed him that far away. Pretty poor window from here. Backup goalkeeper, third goalkeeper, who's currently at Stoke and isn't performing very well. Ignacio, who's currently my first team centre back, absolutely amazing. And I know sign on the cheap. I've not signed anyone. I think that high of a transfer fee. I think 51 million is the highest so far that we've seen. But I've also thought I'm only allowed to sign players that are above the 7 average rating, which you may think, oh, well, that's, good because you bring in good players. But also all those wonder kids who don't play or play pretty poorly, but are going to turn into good, always in the 6.9, 6.8. So it stops me from signing all those wonder kids. And then this season's window, Frank Kessie on a free, not been very good. But look, in Saudi Arabia, it's easier to have an average rating, which is better, arguably. But yeah, I had to sign him. A little wonder kid here. I'm gonna say I signed him. He's got no average rating, so I'm allowed to sign him. Guendouzi, and you think he can't have been performing well? No, he was playing very well for Lazio, and I signed him as kind of a backup, box to box, and Bidstrup, who is kind of a backup for Engels. And look, yeah, he's just been very good as well. So as you can see, it's not really been that much of a spend. Okay, 129 million, but that's the most. And that's over the January transfer window as well. So, now, let me show you tactics. So, this tactic I have stuck with since 2023 in my save. Not 2023 in real life. I've had many tactics, but this tactic is absolutely incredible. Um, I've This is my first time actually using kind of players on different positions of the pitch in the midfield, which is very interesting. We've got, of course, a classic advanced forward, and I know some people might be hating on me. Hoyland isn't advanced forward; he's something else. But as we saw earlier, we're kind of making it warm for this man to come in soon. And you can see here as well, we kept Rashford. No Bruno, but look, Maino in the attacking midfield, but we kept Rashford. So I'll stay on track here. Rashford is an interesting one because Rashford for the past, I'm trying to remember from save. Here we go. So he started. He's just been really good. This season though he's fell off a bit, and I think if we went here, Al Nassr, where Bruno went, he wants to go. He'll probably go at the end of the season. I think I've discussed that with him. He might go this month as well. You'll have to check back on that. But if we go to here, he's our captain. And I thought it's just dream worthy, really. Rashford, star boy, has to be our captain at the age of 29, which is fair enough. And then Luke Shaw is our vice captain. But we've got a really nice little squad here. A really nice little squad. I've got to show you David Lowis as well. Very nice. As you can see, he's some of his traits as well. Like I don't really like that for a winger. Jumping reach doesn't really mind. I don't really mind that. Here maybe might affect him, but we've got some really nice wonder kids actually coming through the ranks, and he's one of them. If I can look here, Darcy Longdon as well. I'm not going to be able to keep it in the development side much longer. I think he might actually be a better player than Lewis. But the funny thing is I think he's better here on the right side, David Lewis. Darcy really wants to be in the middle. So yeah, he'll be interesting. And then moving on. So Onana, this is a big topic. Onana is still at the club and he's still first choice. Now you can look at the stats. He's been interesting. This season, however, he's been... I mean, you can see the stats. It's not bad. The clean sheets, he's got the highest clean sheets in the league. He's what Man United wanted in real life. And he's pretty decent, and Newcastle wanted him. But he's going to be on our top spot for now. He might be replaced soon, though. As you can see, Biendir as well is still here. He's going to be going. And Vitek, he's still in the squad, but he's probably going to be going soon as well. Okay. Also, you'll be interested in Ahmad. Ahmad, over the past couple of years, has just been very consistent. This season, he's been all right. Let's see if we can, do better than those 10 goals. He's kind of in the start of the season, he was really performing, actually winning us games, but he's kind of like slowed down, and that's the problem with this Ahmad. He's really, really good, but he kind of slows down towards the end of the season, a bit like a Saka. I know I might get some hate on that, but yeah, he's a wonderful player, and he's a lot of money. He's a lot of value, and also he's very good on the game. So the only thing is the stamina, but that doesn't bother me, especially when you've got Mr. Garnacho on the bench. And I know I've been trying to offload him for the past couple of seasons, but he just wants to stay on the bench. He's got more drive to stay in the Man United team than in real life. But you know what? I will not be against it. And also Sancho. I've been trying to get rid of him as well. But you know what? He's delivered in times. He's delivered in times we've needed it. So yeah, incredibly good squad I've got here, and you can see why I've won two leagues back to back, and possibly a third. With the squad, you think maybe as well without all the superstars, like how have you won them? I I have no idea. I think it's only got to be down to these little two things. I think, players playing with the same players every season, they know how to play with each other, and they know exactly how Football Manager does the game. If, you say something wrong in meetings, then they play like they've never played with each other for ages, stuff like that. So it's kind of playing the game, playing Football Manager. There's football managing, and then there's Football Manager. They're very two different things, as Will Still would understand. Anyway, what I'll do now is just show you very quickly. So this was our first season. I think we got to very late onto the Champions. No, we got knocked out by Inter Milan. But we got to the FA Cup. Oh no, finals actually. I know we don't. We lost to Tottenham in extra time. Yeah, that's disappointing. But it wasn't a bad first season. As I said last time, we got third, and in this season, incredible. We lost Tottenham in a final though. Champions League round of 16, we lost to Arsenal as well, and Reading. Oh no, we actually passed them. But this is where we first won the league. There's some incredible results in here, like Fulham 6-1. Trying to find some absolute destroying, like that first run of the season, 5 games. 5 games wins in a row. Newcastle always seem to be our bogey team. Hull 5-1, Fulham 6-1, Tottenham 6-0. Brighton 5-0 as well. It's just very, very good. Look, Newcastle 5-0. I say that they are a bogey team, and look at that. And it's Southampton 5. It's just, keeping that base of the team there. And also Scott McTominay is at Wolves. I don't know why. I think he must have just wanted to go, or I wanted to ship him off. Anyway, last season, amazing as well. We didn't get to any finals, I don't believe. Round of 16, yeah, we lost to Bayern Munich. So, leagues we're doing nicely in, but in cups, not so nicely. So yeah, and you got some really nice results here as well. I think this was a bit of a messier season than the season prior. Yeah, as you can see. But that game was incredible. This guy scores 4 goals against us. But moving on to this season, there we are. We've got our 4 wins at the start of the season. We've got very nice fixtures as well. But as you can see, it's there's some kind of games where we should be winning, but we aren't. Ahmad, I think, won us this game. Am I correct? Oh no, Højlund did. But Ahmad did pull off. I see Ahmad scores here and stuff like that against our bogey team. Incredible game here. Ahmad scored there. But yeah, we lost to Man City, but it's quite invincible, this record. I know we've got 2 losses in here, and then of course we lost to Liverpool 3-2. That's not the proudest day. I think that was away though, so I can live that off. And then just results of steadied, and the teams are playing aren't hard. No offense to these teams, but I think that might be the reason as why I've been winning the league. You haven't had any teams kind of come up from the Championship and really challenged. They've all kind of gone down, and this is the first time I've ever seen Lecce in the game, but they're in the Champions League. Yeah, and Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, just incredible player. He's very good on this game. He definitely as well can play all rounds on the pitch. Like if I haven't got my right backs, my two right backs, can you believe? He can fill in a spot. You know, he's very versatile. But I like to play him where Bruno played, and I think he would be a really cool player to play and replace Bruno in terms of real life. I don't think he would maybe thrive as much as Bruno because he's not that kind of player. But as you can see on Football Manager, he really is, and his value is just constantly going up. This season he's been a bit off it. Last season he was very good. And then let's go on to the best 11. Here we go. So now, what's weird is, of course, the challenge of this save is, to sign, lesser known players, drive down that transfer debt, sign players that have had previous good seasons over the average rating of 7. In the Media Dream 11, even though we've won two Premier Leagues back to back, we're sitting in 6th prediction here. Alisson Becker is your keeper. Your doggies, your left back. Rice is weirdly the centre back. I guess he's been playing centre back, which is weird. Rodrigo centre back as well. Really weird. Trent still at Liverpool. Saka, Odegaard, Bernardo Silva, Martinelli. Musiala, I didn't even realise is actually at Liverpool. And of course Haaland. You're always going to have Haaland. But key players here. You'll see probably Mainu will be on here. Yeah, Ignacio as well. Ignacio is great centre-back. Very consistent. That's what I needed alongside Lisandro Martinez. But they're both left-footed, which is a bit interesting as well. And those are the only 2 players on the list, which is it's absolutely crazy to me. But yeah, Martinez here. Won 2 Premier Leagues. Never had too much problems with him as a player in this game, and he's still quite young in terms of age, so we'll be able to keep him for a bit longer. Ignacio actually plays here. I'll just put him in his spot. Actually, he's injured at the moment. But Yoro, I've been trying to play in there, and then Mengi if Martinez is out. But yeah, that is currently my team. And I'll give you some updates on how it's going. Hopefully I'll be looking to do some challenges as well, maybe. Do something like no striker challenge with a big team, or something like Van Dijk as your striker for a season or 2. I'd find that pretty interesting. Or, if you are interested in this as well and you like my current video style, please like and subscribe, of course. And if you think, a team you want me to do, I can do it as well. Of course, it won't be a part series, but it will be more of a regular update videos. There is a team actually that I would like to take charge of, but I've always found it really hard to manage them on Football Manager. They're very, very. Their players aren't amazing, especially in this newer version or on FM24. But he's. It would be amazing to see Stoke back in the Premier League again. And this is no relation, but when Port Vale went on that, when they went on the FA Cup run this season, I thought it'd be interesting. Steve Bruce is the manager. I thought it'd be interesting if maybe Port Vale could come up as well, battle it out with Stoke in the Championship and then come up in the Premier League. I think that would be a very interesting Football Manager save as well. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching this video. If you do, hopefully I'll be documenting you on what happens more on this save. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and have a lovely day. Thank you everybody.